Hi everybody. I want to speak on a Eqafe interview. It was back to the basics on vulnerability, and it was speaking about a point within everybody's human experience, that experience of being vulnerable. And I want to share on my experience with that word and that uh, human experience that we all go through. So, a point of vulnerability is, for example, at work when have, I'm in a team, say, okay, I'm working with a team of people, and my responsibility, I'm like a head leader in this one, I'm one of the head leaders in this team. I have a job to do. I have people to support, manage, train. I have operations that have to flow in a specific way, in an efficient way, to make, all the financial flow of money and things like that coming in that needs to, keep the business operating, keep everybody getting paid and things like that. Everybody has a part, of course, but my job is to keep that flowing. So, um, a point that comes up within work that I face is having to be vulnerable in, because also I'm dealing with um, males mainly. So, it's me, the female, and working with males. So having to be vulnerable in front of males is been an interesting dynamic and an interesting process to walk, because within myself, actually, I'm quite masculine, in terms of, I don't know, just the way I have always been. I mean, I've always been kind of more physical as a woman. Um, so I don't know if that actually makes sense, but I kind of align a lot with the more structural, physical way of living, like being more outside, being more into physical movement and things like that, building things and stuff like that. So uh, I don't know. That is just what it is. Anyways, so yeah, in this work environment, I have to be vulnerable in a sense where I have to equally stand with these males, also show a point of vulnerability in the fact that sometimes I don't know. I don't, I can't figure out how to move forward in a problem. Um, so I'm learning how to do it in a way that I show vulnerability, but also I don't go into too much emotion. Um, so, vulnerability actually for me has been something that I didn't kind of express. I more shut myself down and rather escape the point or hide away from the point and ignore it than become vulnerable in my relationships with others. I'd rather not deal with it instead of facing that experience within of being vulnerable, because once you're vulnerable, you're open to people's criticism or um, experience back towards you. Like you're open to their reactions, say. So being vulnerable isn't easy. And in any kind of situation. You're kind of opening yourself up to other people's uh, words, and you have to kind of accept and embrace what is going to come your way. And usually, interestingly enough, I've been surprised by people's reactions. Usually, people are gracious in those moments and support because they recognize that vulnerability within themselves and their experience, so they assist and support in those moments to help out and to support and to realize that, yeah, this person's struggling in this moment, and they're being open, kind of putting themselves out there, and they return the gentleness in a way. But also in those moments, I've also realized that you have to embrace what is going to be said back, or what is going to be shared in a way of, sometimes say they take me off the assignment and put someone else in that place because I was showing that I wasn't yet capable or yet there to walk that point. So in vulnerability, sometimes your life can shift, and you kind of get hit in the gut, say. It's that experience of, like, tough. But if you embrace that moment and just say, okay, this is what is here, let me learn from this. What within myself do I have to change to get myself strength, build my strength, or build my strength in that weakness that was kind of shown in those moments. And you just walk that point. I mean, everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and everybody has to walk their weaknesses into strengths. So you can see it as not an emotional point, but a point that is like you're kind of like a child in a way, and you have to build that resolve through practice, through time, through learning, through understanding, through adapting within life's experiences. And eventually you'll get stronger and stronger, like a muscle, working your muscle. At the beginning it's a weak muscle, it's not strong, you can only do 10 reps, say. And then once you build your muscle, you can start to get more weight and start to do more. So it's kind of seeing things more practical, and using the experience of vulnerability, of what that opens up within your environment when you become vulnerable, to your advantage. And breathing through those experiences of, the gut feeling, the hit in the gut, so to say, using that to find the reaction points, why you're reacting, what is it that you're reacting about, and use the tools of self-forgiveness and self-commitments to change yourself in those moments, to no longer react, but use it again to your advantage. Learn about what you are reacting to, because when you react, you are actually limiting yourself. You're cutting yourself off to the door that's opening in front of you to go through and expand and see who am I within this? What can I learn? And how can I expand and grow to be the better version that I know I can be? So it's all about expansion. It's all about self-understanding to grow, expand, and become more of who you are. So those vulnerability points are actually gifts showing you, well, there's multiple gifts within it. You express vulnerability and you expand in your relationships with others. So those doors open as well, becoming more intimate with people in your environment. and getting a better understanding of who that person is and how they, react back to you. And then, if something happens, like they switch my assignment to someone else, realize, okay, there's a weakness there that I have to now learn about within myself and see how I can make that more strong. So very practical, moving breath by breath here. And the quicker you can move through those moments, the stronger you'll get and the more capable you'll become. And thus, again, aligning it to what is best for all life, you start to build a substantial foundation for yourself to support others in your reality to do the same. So it's all about supporting what is best for all, supporting yourself and supporting others. We're all here to support each other in our strengths and weaknesses in the best way we can to, again, bring through a new way of living for ourselves, for humanity, and for this world. Because it's needed. We need to start living with more integrity, becoming more vulnerable within ourselves, and in reality to show each other our weaknesses in a gentle, supportive, and secure way to support people to see those weaknesses, but have the ability and the process to step by step start to work with that change and become stronger in it. And that takes self. That's a self process to walk. So vulnerability is supportive, and again, those dimensions that I brought through in this video, it's what's coming up for me. So yeah, it's a very supportive process to walk. Enjoy. Thanks for listening. Till next time.